fans coming. We hope we can accomplish that. So all Trojan fans, all Texas fans that are going to be there, this is a great opportunity to help the Los Angeles community. So we're asking for your help there. Today, we work primarily 2 different phases I think are going to be really important. When I look at this team and the amount of points that they're putting up, 48 a game, you have to find the category. Where is that coming from? And you look at it and you look at this team's third down efficiency, which is one of the top in the country at 58%. They're keeping drives alive and doing a really nice job of it. So we concentrated on that today, especially defensively. Obviously, we're doing a nice job ourselves on third downs, and that work today hopefully will pay off Saturday. The other thing is a change of pace for us. We go from a huddle team with Stanford to a very high tempo team that can run a lot of plays and go extremely fast. So we worked that also today. On the injury front, obviously our doctors got word last night that Porter had a small crack in his big toe that required surgery. We did that surgery early this morning. It went very successful. It's a very similar surgery to what Juju had, if you remember, a couple of years ago in his hand. That took a couple days to heal. It's based on, it will be based on the doctor's opinion and the pain of Porter and what he goes through and what he can take, whether he can play or not. It's day to day. Porter's a tough kid. I don't know if it's too late for him to play in this game or not. I think he's definitely ready, will be ready for next week, but it'll be very close for this week, just being realistic. Chuma, we did not practice again today, did do cardio. We'll give him one more day with that hand, and then we're going to wrap it up, club it, and see how he functions tomorrow. I'll give you more information with that. John Houston's getting a little bit better, but we held him again from the stinger that he suffered Saturday. Jordan is working in his spot, Iosefa, right now. Pulled Rasheem just for a little bit. Had a sore toe that we didn't want to get any worse, so we pulled him today. I don't expect it to be a problem for Saturday. And Michael Pittman practiced sparingly today, still trying to come back, looked okay. We'll see how it continues as the week goes on. With that, I'll answer any questions that you have.
Any update on Marlon?
Marlon is still, Adam, I think, with that sprain, they had mentioned 1 to 3 weeks. He has not practiced, has not really moved around, so I think he's doubtful at this point.
Is Porter's shoulder an issue at all?
No, the MRI came back negative, and so in that case, it's just a pain thing. I think right now the primary concern is more the toe than the shoulder.
Have you gotten to talk to Porter today, and what's he saying?
Yeah, no, his mindset is he's one of the toughest kids in my 23 years I've ever been around. His mindset is, Coach, I want to play, and like I told him, we're never gonna risk a kid's health to win a ball game. If the doctors clear him and say it's okay, and he's able to handle pain and not hurt himself further, which they say with the screws, just like Juju's, same kind of break. Structurally it's going to be fine. It's whether doctors say, you know what, he's good to go, no risk of infection. Structurally it's good, and he can handle the pain.
They did put screws in there?
They put 2 screws in there. Yeah, 2 screws in there. Obviously, if you remember Juju's, it happened on a Monday. This is a Wednesday, so you're talking about 2 later days. So he is Superman. We'll see if it happens. But I'm more optimistic about next week rather than this week.
If he doesn't play, who do you foresee taking his spot?
Yeah, the last 2 days, obviously Murphy has gotten a lot of work there in the last year and playing behind. He'll go ahead and start, and then Christian Rector that we also have put out there also. So those would be the 2 kids that play in that position if Porter cannot play.
Did you see the comments that were made about the offense and Herman said about facing you guys?
No, I
Armageddon, the worst possible situation.
No,
okay.
I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him. All right. I'll read it tonight. Ask me the same question.
It's a good little part of a video.
Okay, gotcha.
Rasheem didn't come out at all against Stanford. What was he doing that you guys didn't want
Really, you know, it was kind of the style of the game. They only had 54 plays of offense, and we did a good job on third downs, and we were holding on the ball offensively. So really, he was in a situation where there wasn't a lot of tiredness, and he was rolling pretty good. You know, we ended up subbing some other interior players, but Rasheem was playing at a high level. He wasn't tired. You know, he's one of the guys that's not on any special teams or anything. So, you know, he really felt comfortable with that amount of plays and adequate, and that's doable for him.
Is this a week where Peely or Tefeli can possibly see the field?
Yeah, you know, we're working right now both with Peely and with Kenny Bigelow at that nose tackle position, as well as Malik Dorton inside too. We expect, you know, this is a high tempo offense that does a lot of plays, so we'll have to roll. You'll see people roll in and out as we go through the game, especially with the number of plays that they can put up.
Marshall took a lot of middle reps on the sideline. Is that cautionary reasons, or is there?
No, I had a little bit of a sore ankle today that we wanted to just rest for a little bit, and plus to get Isaiah Langley a little bit of work. YK a little bit of work at the nickel position also, so it was good work for those kids. You know, we looked up and Isaiah Langley went into that last game and did a terrific job with the snaps that he was in there, so to be able to give him a little bit more work is advantageous, and give a day for a sore ankle with Biggie to, you know, be able to handle it.
Do you have any concerns about a letdown after a big kind of emotional win Saturday?
I'm hoping, Scott, with the lessons that we learned from last year with the older kids, you know, this reminds me of that Washington game. You have a big win, and then you got another emotional game, you know, with a UCLA and a Notre Dame, and that's what I've been referencing to. You know, each game, when you look at this schedule, they're all Pac-12 games that are going to be ultra important. It's Notre Dame, it's Texas. You know, you never look up on the schedule and say, wow, you know, you can't show up to this game. You're going to get your butt beat, and that's just a reality. And with this team putting up the points that it does, and I was very honest with the guys, I've looked at their personnel. I think really this is a sleeping giant. It's a team that I think is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And as they eat with each game under Tom Herman, they're just going to get better and better. So we can't have a letdown, to be frank, or we're going to get beat.
How much does 92,000 people help in avoiding a letdown? When they come out and they see the fanaticism of not just the SC fans, but whatever Texas brings, does that kind of change can it change like a light switch? If they weren't up, they walk out and all of a sudden they see it? Yeah,
well, the MO of this place, in my 8 years of being here, has been the bigger the game, really the bigger these guys play. Whether it's going to Washington, whether it's the Rose Bowl, whether it's, you know, having a Stanford game here, and our fans are so electric right now. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even the Western Michigan game, the numbers were down, but you know, that fourth quarter, they produced 2 penalties for us with the electricity that they brought and the loudness. And the last game, I mean, it gives me goosebumps right now just thinking about it. I mean, just going back to that moment and hearing that crowd, I mean, that's what you live for, is to play in front of 90,000. That's why we came here. You know, so it's going to be one of those moments you look out there and you look up and go, wow, this is really cool. I'm glad I'm here. So I'm looking forward to it. I know our kids are too.
One more. You guys have talked about in the past how Deontay's smart receiver can sit in coverage and that sort of thing. He was a quarterback early in high school.
Yeah.
Does that help at all for a guy like that?
I think it always helps. I think about the guys that have done that in the past. Jalen Green, you know, who's a quarterback, wide out. Deontay played quarterback and wide out. Jane Harris, if you remember, was a quarterback, but then went to wide out, then to the DB. I think it creates great football instincts because you learn conceptually rather than just saying, okay, hey, I'm the X receiver, I've got a dig route. I know all 5 guys on the field, all 5 skill players, and what they got is routes. So you understand conceptually rather than just individual responsibility.
Do you look for that when you recruit, like guys and former quarterbacks?
Yeah.
It seems like you have a lot of.
Yeah, we look for guys that are football instinctive, and usually it comes from 2 areas. It can come from having played quarterback before or having played both sides of the ball. I think of how football instinctive Adoree Jackson was, and he never came out for Sarah. He was on both sides of the ball. Jane Harris was that way, and you see how football instinctive he is. I think that's a big attribute that we look for is, hey, does he play both sides of the ball? One, he's going to be football instinctive, but also he's going to have ball skills. He's going to be able to naturally pick a ball off as a DB or have really good ball skills on the offensive side too. All right, guys.